Subscribe my YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can get the notification as soon as possible. Students, do you know who are hunter-gatherers? We describe people who lived in the subcontinent 2 million years ago as hunter-gatherers. This name has been provided because they hunted wild animals, caught fish and birds, gathered fruits, roots, nuts, seeds, leaves, stalks and eggs for their food. Look at the picture. How they were hunting, gathering foods, making tools and painting on the walls of their shelter. We all know that Stone Age is divided in 3 periods: Paleolithic period, Mesolithic period and Neolithic period. In the previous chapter, we have already discussed about Paleolithic period and Mesolithic period. In this video, I am going to elaborate about Neolithic Age. Around 12,000 years ago, there were major changes in the climate of the world, which led to the development of grasslands in many areas. This also led to an increase in the number of animals that survived on the grass. So people start thinking about herding and rearing these animals. Fishing also came important for people. With the development of grassland, people came to know about growing wheat, barley, rice in different parts of the subcontinent. This is how they started practicing farming. People also attract and then tame animals by leaving food for them near their shelters. The first animal to be tamed was a wild ancestor of the dog. Animals such as sheep, goat, cattle and also the pig lived in herds and most of them ate grass. You can see in the picture that how they are busy in practicing farming and rearing animals. Next, a new way of life. People had to stay in the same place for a long time, looking after the plants, watering, weeding, driving away animals and birds, till the grain ripened. Then they start thinking of storing the grain for food and seeds. They began making large clay pots or wove baskets for dug pits into the ground. Effects of Neolithic Revolution are farming and the domestication of animals. Farmers settled into permanent villages instead of moving around. Food surpluses created population explosions. Settlements and villages began to develop for the first time. Specialized jobs developed since farming took fewer people and new settlements needed warrior, leaders, businessmen, construction workers. Now, the situation before the Neolithic Revolution and after the Neolithic Revolution. Before Neolithic Revolution, people were nomadic. People gathered plants. People hunted animals. People used to store food. People lived in small bands. People were either hunters or gatherers. Now, after the Neolithic Revolution, people settled down in one place. People grew vegetables. People domesticated animals. Food surpluses. Large populations lived in villages. People farmed and had many specialized jobs. Now, towards a settled life, archaeologists have found traces of huts or houses at some sites, which shows that people have a stable life. They have also found cooking huts both inside and outside the huts, which suggest that depending on the weather, people used to cook food either indoors or outdoors. Stone tools have been found from many sites. Many of these are different from the earlier Paleolithic tools, and that is why they are called Neolithic. Many kinds of earthen pots have also been found. These were used for decoration and for storing things. People also began weaving clothes using different kinds of material, for example, cotton and animal skin. The Neolithic people also improved their paintings. They continued painting on the walls of their shelters and on the slabs of stone. For example, a stone slab with a hunting scene carved on it has been found. Neolithic revolution has causes and consequences. Causes are hunter-gatherer bands scattered seeds near campsite that resulted in the growth of new crops 10,000 years ago. Climate change, rising temperatures led to longer growing seasons and dried lands. Growing populations led to a discovery of new food, resources, and a steady, reliable source of food. Now, consequences are shift from food gathering to food producing cultures lead to the establishment of permanent settlements and eventually to the first cities. Now, a closer look living and dying in Mehrgarh. Mehrgarh was one of the places where people learned to grow barley and wheat and rear sheep and goats for the first time in this area. At this village, many animal bones were found. Other finds at Mehrgarh include remains of square or rectangular houses. When people die, their relatives and friends pay respect to them. The dead persons was buried with goats, which were probably meant to serve as food in the next world. Several burial sites have been found at Mehrgarh. We hope that this video will be helpful for your exam preparation. Keep learning and stay tuned for more updates on CBSE and NCERT.